All right.
All right, I started. Welcome to episode 3 of the Based podcast. Today we don't have Greg.
Sadly, he died.
Yo,
Yeah. Will he be back next
He
episode?
got fucking obliterated in a 1v1 in Fortnite, dude.
he's dog shit at Fortnite.
He's actually better. He's better than me. I suck ass.
All right.
So what are we gonna start off with?
I mean, we could talk about Anprims.
Yeah, sure. Go off with that first, because I don't know what the fuck that is. I forgot already.
All right. It's like basically like primitive communism. So they hate technology, and they're just a bunch of weirdos. They want to go
is it
back
those
to like,
motherfuckers that want us to like live like we play in Minecraft or some shit?
Kinda. They want to go back to like how like natives were, like Native Americans.
I don't know. I don't really know about like the communist part. Like they definitely hate capitalism, but that's just because of it's like a symptom of the Industrial Revolution. I don't think they actually are like communists, if I remember. I think they're more like what's like the sect of like anarchists where they're not communists either. They just say like every idea. I forget the name of it, but it's like
the closest we've ever been to like real communism was Native Americans, though.
Yeah, no.
That was like literally like anarcho-communism.
It's so sad that to look back for like the closest thing to communism, and we have to look back like what 200, 300 years. It's like
way further.
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think there's a genuine country in the world right now that practices like actual communism as we perceive it. I think it's mostly a mix.
There's never ever been
Yeah,
communism.
even if there was, America itself would not allow it to exist because America is a very imperialistic, conquering country that does not want opposition to its fascist ideals.
Well, yeah, we overthrow like every democratically elected socialist leader. Like we literally, like in Chile, we overthrew their leader and then just like appointed what is that guy's name? The guy who like likes to throw communists out of helicopters.
I know who you're
like
talking about, but I don't know his name. He's like a fucking U.S. shill or whatever.
He's like
they did the same
really
shit with
far-right
Venezuela.
Fascist.
Yeah, they did the same shit with Venezuela. I don't know what it is with America and like upholding the dictatorship of the right wing fucking like crazy right wing nationalists.
Because it's America.
Yeah.
Going back to the thing about Anprims, though, I wish that they were like they want to go back to how Native Americans live, but a lot of them are like just reactionaries who don't like.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. A lot of weirdos.
I mean,
No,
one of the most
ideology
famous
itself.
Anprims of all time is Ted Kaczynski. So like when that's like the main person of your ideology, like that's the biggest person to have like
The
ever.
actor?
Wasn't he like
What?
homophobic?
Oh wait,
No,
shit,
yeah,
sorry.
no,
I'm
I'm pretty sure he was.
thinking about the
And-
actor from A Quiet Place. I don't know why.
No, but whenever Ted Kaczynski is like the most famous Anprim ever, you clearly have made some mistakes in your
I'm pretty
ideology.
sure he started the ideology. I think he's like
He
the
definitely
Karl
moved
Marx
it
of Anprim.
a lot with his manifesto.
Anprims
Yo.
are just dumb. They're literally just
Yeah.
like it's so unrealistic and stupid.
It's kind of like a joke ideology, to be honest.
Yeah, but
Like,
there's
not really
genuine
existing in real
Anprims.
That's the thing about them.
life. The thing
Like,
about that is, though, too, is like there aren't even real ANCAPs in real life either. Like you'll never really
It's
see
all
someone
Twitter
with like an
guide.
ANCAP flag at like a protest or whatever.
Yeah, and caps
yeah,
don't exist.
okay, but like I was saying, the thing about that is that it would be unrealistic to go back to like since we already have invented all this advancement and technology. Yes, it was invented through means that wasn't like great at all. Like there was a lot of exploitation of child labor, exploitation of labor in general, a lot of innocent lives ruined for the advancement of humanity, which is really fucked up. But like going back to a primitive state like that would be not just unreasonable, it'd be impossible if I'm honest, because there's no way that
Yeah,
we'd be lowering the standard of living just
Also,
for
like
that.
Yeah.
our whole species would just die off. Like
Yeah,
we
exactly.
could not do that,
Humanity
dude.
and to a point where we can't digress back into that. Number one, and number two, if you are Anprim, like I highly doubt that you'd actually want to live the life where like you live in like a cabin without AC or internet. Like I don't think people actually want to do that.
Yeah, well, like the
I
Texas
sure
freeze,
wouldn't.
all of Texas would have just died,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely.
just fully.
I mean,
Dude.
everyone living in a cold climate most likely would.
Well,
Yeah, but
talking
they would
about
probably be more adapted to it, don't you think? Like they would like have like fur coats and shit that they've made from killing.
Yeah,
animals.
here's the
I mean,
thing, though.
maybe
Here's
like
the thing,
tribes in
mass
Alaska, but not like
radicalization-
people living in Minnesota.
mass radicalization to going back to primitive, what we conceive as primitive times, would be catastrophic. Like, it literally would kill millions, if not hundreds of millions of people, because we're not adapted or used to that type of lifestyle.
I mean, dude, the crazy thing is like the U.S. could turn into that in like a second if the electrical grids fail or something.
Yeah,
and humanity would be fucked. So that's all.
I mean, our infrastructure is terrible, so we're like about 5 minutes away from
horrendous, dude. In Texas, because Texas infrastructure, it's its own thing. Not like the U.S. The U.S. is like all 9 other states. They have like a overlapping infrastructure from what I read. But Texas has its own independent thing, which is really fucking stupid in my opinion.
It's really dumb.
Well, Texas is like. Texas has its own like weird thing with like they have like an obsession with not being American, and it's very strange.
No, it's really fucking weird.
Like we're like the only state apparently that's allowed to like fly our flag above the. We're not allowed, but like it's flag etiquette or whatever. That's like supposed to fly their flag at the same height as the American flag or something like that. It's so strange, just because we were a country before.
I'm just gonna say it. Texans are just cosplayers.
What?
Every so-called Texan I've seen that acts like they've been in Texas for like decades, you know, like the fucking right-wing racist ones, bro, they're just LARPers who moved here from Alabama or some other Kentucky or like some other.
They all kind of like try to hit home like the whole entire boot and like cowboy hat thing.
Yeah, like bro, I promise you, not all of us dress like that.
Well, also like, I don't know if you guys saw my tweet about it was like a comment on a video about the protest that I went to not that long ago, and someone was someone was like, "Do you notice how nobody in that crowd has a Texas accent?" Yeah, it's because they're not Texans. And then I was like, or he was like, basically he was like, no one in the crowd has a Texas accent. I asked him what his point was. He goes, "Point has been made, California colonizer." Like, bro, just because I don't have a Texas accent does not mean I'm a California colonizer. Also, my family has been here since like the mid 1800s, and they moved from like fucking.
Don't they have like a town or something named after them?
We talked about that last time.
Yeah, they had a town. But it's just so dumb. They're all weirdo, like, they're so obsessed with being Texan, and they're, like, not even Texans.
Dude, the weird thing about Texas at the moment is the same people who, like, believe in Manifest Destiny and believe that all the U.S. is ours are the same people who go on about, like, you know, California colonizers and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they're also the ones that, like, don't give a fuck about, like, about pilgrims just genociding the natives. They're like, why are you calling us colonizers? We just conquered the land.
Yo, it's the same people that are like that. Okay, there's the same people that justify native genocide by saying, "Oh, we won, so therefore we have a right to land. We didn't steal it, we conquered it." But as soon as you mention they'll literally go off like on rants about people from California moving down to Austin, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is
becoming horrible. That's like actually that's a horrible excuse.
Hypocrisy. Yeah.
It's just a horrible excuse that, oh yeah, dude, we won, so it's fine. That doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, no,
it's like using to justify Israel.
Yeah,
dude.
Can I just go to a conservative's house, break in, steal their shit, kill them, and then just like live in their house, and then it's like my right. I own the right to that land because I won. I conquered him. Or my fucking weirdo murderer colonizer.
That's not how
it works. Conservatives getting scared by liberals coming from California thinking they're gonna fucking kill and steal their land is the funniest shit ever, dude. Like, what the fuck is this skinny ass, white ass liberal gonna do, bro? All he's gonna do is uphold capitalism.
He just got their AR-15 ban lifted.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They have nothing.
That was low key a W.
No, yeah, that was 100% dub. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that because like. It's automatic weapons. I'm very iffy when it comes to that. Like, I'm obviously not like fully banning guns because like obviously that's like taking away weapons from the working class. But at the same time, why the like automatic rifles really doesn't. I don't think it sticks with me.
Was it automatic? Yeah. I thought it was just like.
No, it was semi-automatic. Fully automatic.
I thought it was only semi-auto AR-15.
It was fully automatic. Yeah. They did semi-automatic too, but like he tacked on fully automatic under the guys.
I mean, personally, for me, that's great to hear. I like that.
Yeah.
My stance on gun control, me and Talal pretty much like agree on gun control. Ours is like so complicated, and I don't know. So in my opinion, right now, I don't want to like completely take the idea of revolution out of the picture, but it's really unrealistic in America.
Yeah, we were
right
mentioning
now.
that in the first episode.
Now,
It's kind of
we had our whole talk about it. Now, I think right now, in the current state that we're in, and as Americans, it's having guns, not just guns, but like assault weapons, is doing us a lot more harm than it will good.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. In order to have a revolution, we need to have the masses on our side. We have to have like a lot of people down for it. And,
definitely. Liberals they would not be down for that sort of stuff. We don't have enough people radicalized to the left as revolutionaries to like. I think that I'm gonna be honest. Maybe during the civil rights movement with the Black Panther Party, there was definitely a huge chance for a revolution of that scale because they were very like the Black Panther Party in like the '60s and shit. They were very based.
This is the thing.
I mean, yeah, but they didn't really have numbers. Like liberals definitely were on their side back then either.
This is the
I
thing
think
about
the whole problem with guns in America at the moment is that they're already here. They're too ingrained in our culture to just take away.
Yeah.
Like,
Isn't there like
guns,
what,
but
10 guns per person in
assault
America
rifles.
or
Assault rifles, we could easily ban. We could ban them.
easily.
We could do. We could
still
do.
buy them illegally.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like significantly harder, and it's gonna be like it's eventually it's just gonna be like almost impossible to buy assault rifles in America. If we do a forced government buyback of them, eventually, obviously, people are gonna hide their guns. Like there's gonna be ways around it. You're gonna get guns from other countries, but eventually, it's gonna cost so much money that it's just gonna be like the rich people buying them.
Yeah,
and they're not the people that are going into schools and shooting up a bunch of fucking 12-year-olds.
Yeah. Like no, there's definitely a small like Robbie said. Yeah, no, right now it's doing us more harm than good to have automatic rifles because we never want to rule revolution out of the picture because we always want there to be a chance to be a revolution against the fascist and imperialistic government because we don't agree with their ideals, obviously. But I don't see how
I have a
not
question,
banning assault rifles will let us have a chance against tanks and shit. I'm gonna be honest.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's like, yeah, I mean, do you think that like guns at all are the one kind of like stopping like block that stops the U.S. government from being a lot more authoritarian than it already is? Because in my opinion, I kind of think that because the U.S. citizens are so armed, that's like one of the things that's kind of holding them back.
I mean,
I feel like.
So,
sorry, go ahead, Robbie. Go ahead. All right. So what I was saying was, I'll let Robbie go after me. I apologize, but my point is, for me, it's like a complicated way to say it because yes, guns give us the. I'm not saying we should ban all guns. Obviously, that's a bad idea because then the government has total authority and control over us. But I'm saying that automatic rifles, like Robbie said right now, is doing us more harm than good because there's literally people like going out getting guns from private gun shows, like going through loopholes and shit, getting guns, shooting up schools, shooting up mass shootings, shit like that. Of course, I'm not saying that guns are doing us more harm. I'm talking about automatic guns. And I still think that even if we did have those automatic guns, the government could kill us anytime they want. Look at the Tulsa massacre, dude. They literally killed thousands or hundreds of black people just for, their statuses and shit. Like, dude, they don't care if we have automatic rifles or not. They literally have nuclear armaments. Like,
but
they
this
can... This
is the thing, though, too.
Well, at that point in time, I'm just going to say, in that point in time, like the difference of like the gunpowder capabilities between the U.S. military and the civilians was a lot wider than it is today.
This is the thing. So, in order to even have the idea of revolution at all, like at any like slightest chance of revolution in America, we have to have like a relatively large majority of our citizens at least like hating America.
Yeah, that's true.
And right now, it's like blind patriotism in America is like at a crazy high. Like people love this country and they don't know why.
Exactly.
No, but what I'm saying about like not taking revolution off the table. Some people are like, well, if we get rid of assault rifles, it completely just like gets rid of the idea of revolution. So this is the thing, and like I've said before, we need masses already on our side. If we have the masses on our side, if like the majority of America is down to like overthrow our fascist government,
It's gonna happen.
we're going to have like we're gonna have the people who can make assault rifles on our side, and we're going to most likely be getting support from other countries because I mean we could probably have like China on our side, and they're like
I don't
giant
know.
dudes.
I don't know.
No, I
See,
don't know
okay.
about that
A little
one.
bit iffy on, but like
Either
Robbie,
way-
he does make a good point on. We have the people who make guns on our side, the ones who make bullets, and that's another thing. We could cut off a major because a lot of weapons like that America has, like like small scale, not talking about like missiles and shit, small scale weapons like guns and bullets. A lot of American companies produce that for America, which is like the military industrial complex, for example. If we have those people on our side, like Robbie said, then we won't have to. We'll find a way to get those guns, like those automatic guns that we need for a revolution. However, right now, I'm not saying that we should not have automatic guns right. Well, that is what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I'm saying that automatic banning them or restricting them heavily right now is a great short-term solution until we have enough people radicalized for a revolution. It's not a long-term solution because in the future we're definitely going to need them. But it's a short-term solution to fix the current problems. You can't fix problems in the future like revolution if we're too focused on like a different shooting every single day, because the attention of the American people is being spread throughout so many mass tragedies that we're normalized to that. And when we're normalized to that, we can't see the truth because we are so numb to it.
Also,
See, like,
hold on, I want to actually.
I'm not really.
There you go.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yes,
buddy.
I'm not even really that keen on the whole entire revolution. We're just gonna overthrow the government because it's kind of not happening, especially at this point in time.
Yeah, like I said,
But
it's gonna take a decade.
like fascists in America and a lot of right wingers, they're gonna have like ARs and stuff like that. So it's more about protecting yourself from fascists and the government, I guess, than having it for a revolution. Because see, like when there's like a Black nationalist march or like a Black Panther march, even though they kind of fizzle out nowadays, they never get fucked with by really anyone because a lot of them are carrying ARs and stuff. So it's a lot more about protecting, smaller groups and yourself more than like a whole revolution thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree on that
Well, this
part.
is
We
the
should
thing.
have armed minorities. Sorry, go ahead, Robbie. Go ahead.
This is the thing. Like, we're not trying to completely just get rid of guns at all. We could still have like pistols, like hunting rifles, shotguns, things like that aren't like weapons of mass destruction. But
Yeah.
this is the thing. Yeah, they can do good, but they're like overwhelmingly causing damage in America. Like it's really bad. It's really
Another
bad.
See,
thing
I think
is
that if
Sorry, go ahead.
if you have the correct provisions in place to stop the wrong people from getting these weapons, then I think that you can have pretty much anything be available to the public. But at the moment, we don't have those. Like, I personally think that with the right guidelines put in place, you can. I think that anybody should get anything if they can, like if they're stable enough, if they take the right courses. It basically make it like getting a driver's license. I mean, it's so much easier to get a gun right now than it is to, be able to drive a 16.
I'm pretty sure you
Yeah.
can actually get a gun before you can get a driver's
Yeah.
license. Because
Well-
to get a driver's license, you have to be like, what, 16, 17?
In some
Dude,
states,
Texas,
yeah, you
get
can.
14.
And then my second thing I would like to add is that right now, well, for the past while in Colombia, there's been insane protests and riots, which have been
Yes.
sprouting up, which is, insane to see. But one of the worst things that I've seen come out of that
They can't protect themselves.
yeah, they're up. That the Colombian military is up in helicopters spraying down on these on these crowds. Where I mean, with the correct militia put in place by the people, you could protect yourself from something like that.
You get honestly with them, even if they were armed like at all, because they're not armed at all, because they're like they don't have any type of weapon. Like at least like the regular civilians, there might be militia groups, but like with those protests, they're not armed like whatsoever, which is really bad.
And I mean, people always say like, "Oh, American people can't fight jets," but we've been in Afghan for what 18 years now, fighting against terrorism, and they're just a ragtag group of people with
Vietnam.
We're not fighting against terrorism.
Well, yeah, of course we're not. I mean,
no,
that is one of the
That's
things
like
that
the
we are
propaganda
fighting.
version of it.
No, yeah, I mean, of course, yeah. But we have, I mean, we did, when we first went there, once we first went to, like, take out Osama bin Laden and stuff, what were we fighting? We weren't fighting, governments and stuff. We were fighting Al-Qaeda, which
Yeah.
is
Was funded by the U.S. government.
yeah, no, yeah. But I mean, America is full of rich people with a lot of things. I mean, so yeah, we can like Al Qaeda wasn't that rich. I mean, by the time that we were starting to fight them, we had stopped funding them for years.
Even thing, I want to go back to like, if there was like a possible revolution in America, guys, China is one of the like, most like their Chinese imperialism is awful. You guys really don't think that they would like fund, a movement in America that was like anti-American?
I don't think they would.
They would definitely, yeah, but I don't think taking their help would be a great idea because that's just that's just how you get another.
They
like,
would just they would just kind of flow in with the revolution. They would just make America an expansion.
They would wait till America's weak enough.
Yeah, because that would not go well at all.
Yeah, it would not work for us.
They would though. That's how imperialist they are. That would not go down well.
I feel like the best solution overall for a revolution would be through democratic, like radicalizing enough people, or like swaying enough politicians, or introducing new radicalized politicians.
Yeah. If you overwhelm the democratic system, that would.
I feel like that's the best outcome.
The first step in America is just establishing like a prominent left wing.
Yeah,
that's why. That's why I like really dislike when people are like, "Fuck Bernie Sanders, he's an imperialist pig" and stuff like that. Because it's like ironic. We need to establish a left wing in America before we can start like shit talking our. I mean, obviously criticize them, of course, but not to the point where you're just like super anti Bernie Sanders, because we need a left wing in America before anything else happens, and we don't have one.
We have
about Democrats. Kind of sadly though, like Bernie didn't exactly accomplish that. Like he did unify left wing a lot more than it has been, but definitely wasn't anything that
it wasn't a official sort of left wing like we have a right wing.
He didn't create a party, but to be honest, he's created what we have today. I mean, AOC
he's created the fundamentals and the building blocks for us to add on to it. Basically.
Yeah, no one would be like there wouldn't be what we have now without him.
He's definitely building a left wing. I mean, he has the most centrist like president that was like so he was like whenever he was in the Senate, he was like one of the most centrist Democrats ever, and he has him like talking shit about trickle-down economics right now.
Wait, you have the dude who was literally
that was pretty funny to be honest.
Not gonna lie, Biden talking shit about trickle-down economics in Reagan's death day is kind of based. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but the thing is about Biden, it's kind of obvious that like he doesn't actually think that stuff. He's kind of just saying it because someone else told him to.
Yeah, but the thing is, he still has him saying that. Like that's.
No, I know. I'm just saying it's funny.
It's pandering to the It's not. It is pandering because he doesn't believe that. However, it is still getting some like liberals. They really just take the word for it. They don't really. You know how liberals are. No offense, liberals will listen to this.
Oh my god!
Like liberals. It's kind of telling them that trickle down economics is bad. I know he doesn't believe that himself, but it's kind of spreading that information to liberals. If you kind of get what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's kind of. I feel like he's helping like plant the seed of like actually, because Joe Biden is literally just like, he is a Democrat. He's nowhere near the left. He's like a borderline fascist.
No, dude, he's left of Lenin. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, true. Bro, how based would it be if we had someone left of Lenin? I don't know.
Every time a conservative says he's a Marxist or a communist, dude, I cry because I wish he was.
Yeah, dude, the conservatives make us sound so cool, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, bro, he's a fucking loser. Why are you saying that? Like,
they make everyone sound so cool.
Yeah, they're like he's an Antifa, or like what? He's Antifa? Like, bro, what?
Well, they don't know what Antifa is, and it's so
yeah, they don't. Literally, Antifa was originally World War II soldiers.
They actually themselves probably think they are Antifa. They probably think they are anti-fascist, even though they're not, because they are fascist. But if you like ask most
because they do. Well, I have something to say about it, because they're always going around saying that Antifa is the real fascist.
Yeah.
Who's the real fascist? What did they say?
Antifa. They literally say Antifa. the real fascist.
Those Antifa terrorists.
No, For example, actually, talking about centrists, I wanted to talk about Joe Manchin. The shit he pulled today pisses me the fuck off, dude.
What did he do? I don't even pay attention to
Okay,
U.S.
so
electoralism.
you know who Joe Manchin is, right? He's like literally a Republican version of. Well,
Yeah.
they're the same thing, anyways. But he's like the most Republican Democrat. If I'm honest,
He's a Republican.
He's the only Democrat.
He's from West Virginia. Come on,
Okay,
they wouldn't elect
he's
an
the
actual
only
Democrat.
Okay, he's the only Democrat to agree with the Republicans putting in voter suppression laws because he said that Democrats voting against the voter suppression laws were, in his opinion, partisan.
It is
said
part
that
of
I don't
the-
understand. These like American politics, like terms of like partisanship,
Basically, he's
whatever
saying
it's
that
called.
he's scared that the Democrats are holding more power, and that he thinks that it's wrong for them to use their majority power to overturn laws that is literally restricting
That's
people's
just wrong,
rights.
dude.
The
Yes,
whole
There's
idea of, like,
there's reason that there's elections with like winners. It's not so everyone can like sing "Kumbaya" in Congress and like write the same laws.
Well, that's why I hate when like Joe Biden's trying to be like bipartisan. Like, it's not gonna happen, dude. They don't.
Yeah,
want
dude,
it.
stop
They
pandering to
blocked
the
it.
right.
Yeah,
They literally hate you.
They didn't do that. They didn't do that with Obama. Why should we do it with them?
Exactly right. Like, dude, this is what I hate about Democrats. They literally let Republicans get away with so much shit. Right now, they have way more power than the Republican Party, but they're acting like pussies, scared of them.
Yeah.
Dude, just stand up. That's all you got to do. Like the most basic thing I've seen Democrats do, like in the past couple of years, is that walking out of the fucking hearing in Texas when they were introducing anti-voter laws.
Yeah, that was pretty base.
Yeah, they're extreme like enablers and just like pushovers.
Yeah, they're
If majority
pushovers.
leaders started acting like Republican majority leaders, we would have had so much done by now.
Yeah, we
The thing
would
is,
definitely.
they're pushovers for like no reason. Like they have no reason to be pushovers.
Yeah,
like,
they
if
have
they
the
wanted to
power.
not be pushovers, they don't have to be at all.
Exactly. They'll legit be the fucking devil's advocate when they literally have so much fucking power over Republicans, especially right now.
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about like leftism in America and really like globally, just the whole idea of leftism. And
Yeah.
I have something to say about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can go. The difference between quote unquote leftists in America and leftists like
In Europe or
globally, it's a lot different because
Yeah.
a lot of like just like strip liberals will call themselves leftists when they're just rad libs.
Yeah. Leftism is when free healthcare.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's it. You summed it up.
But-
Leftism is socialism, Venezuela, 1 billion iPhone dead.
Yeah, exactly. Also, Karl Marcus.
Karl Marx.
Okay,
Follow
so
Mark.
this whole like gatekeeping leftism thing I've been seeing become a huge like almost like a trend in the left is really
Yeah.
cringe, and it's like I saw Shu tweet something about it where she was like, to be a leftist you have to read like 100,000-page long books, and then to be
Okay, well, she was
conservative-
not exactly a good.
No.
Yeah, I don't
she
think
had a
I've
good
seen
take, but
one
this was
good
a good
take from her Twitter.
But this was a good take. And to be a conservative, you just have to like post a frog meme and be racist. So
Yeah, I mean, that part's true.
yeah, so the whole like gatekeeping leftism thing is really dumb, and yeah, I think it's good to have an understanding of imperialism and like all these things that like Marx, Engels, everybody wrote about, even like Lenin. But I do think it's really dumb to kind of just like discredit everything that a moral socialist does and says.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like being a Republican or being a conservative is just listening to regular history in school that is taught to you mandatory, and being a
Pretty
leftist
much.
is actually going
So
out
much
your way
easier.
and researching the truth.
Dude, to be honest, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I haven't read like anything at all.
Yeah, and that's like fine. But there's some people who are just like, yep, you're a fake leftist if you haven't read like all of
Yeah,
this
no, it's
work.
dumb. We shouldn't gatekeep it. We should help educate other leftists.
Yeah,
and,
also, like,
or other. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't have like Communist Corn's take on it where he's like, we need leftist unity and like everyone needs to just get along and stuff like that. Like, I don't think that we should accept Tankies as real leftists. and stuff
Exactly,
like
that's
that.
what I was gonna
Tankies
say,
are
yeah.
weird, dude.
But the thing
Yeah, I was
is,
gonna say I don't really agree with that because there's like literally a Stalinist in the group chat, and that's like he's like I'm like nah, dude, like I'm sorry,
Yeah.
we're not really on the same spectrum with that.
At all,
And the
at
whole
all.
leftist, it's like a lot of them aren't even really like the left. They're like kind of like up.
They're like center authoritarian.
They're economically left, but they're not socially left.
Like yeah,
so.
like socially they believe with like Stalin, where it's like kill gay people
socially
and stuff.
liberal, economically conservative, literally.
Yeah.
So they're basically just a Nazi.
Dude, they literally a lot of like Stalinists.
They actually are pretty.
A lot of Stalinists and like just weirdo tankies. Not Marxist-Leninists. I hate this notion that like all Marxist-Leninists are tankies. It's super cringe because then we're just putting like normal Marxist-Leninists in the same category as like Stalinists and Maoists and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like discredit everything that Mao had to like his takes on landlords were great.
Yeah,
base
kill the landlords. Yeah.
But he was still like an authoritarian weirdo.
Yeah, like his takes on landlords were great, but like he could have just I don't know, done something to them besides like murdering all of them, because mass murder isn't really a good
genocide's not based.
Yeah, no matter who it is.
Genocide against landlords.
You know, like he could have done something that was like a little less like crazy.
Yeah, for sure. But I definitely don't think that we should like discredit everything he does and says. But also like if you're basing your ideology off Mao, you're a weirdo.
Yeah, no,
we are not
like
Stalin.
And we're
no revolution will ever be peaceful because it's a revolution at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But why go through and murder so many more than need to be?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also,
just
like
Stalin, Mao.
Also, like, I actually really liked a lot of things that Cuba did. I think Cuba was kind of based, like Fidel was
Dude, they have cool
based.
cars.
But if you're like idolizing, Fidel Castro and you can't like realize all the like authoritarian things that he did and you like actually believe that he was like a really good leader, you're still a weirdo. Like yeah, he did great things and I don't think we should completely like discredit all of the amazing things he did for Cuba and the Cuban people, but don't be a tanky.
Yeah, no, a lot of the reason socialism as conservatives especially claim is because of American imperialism and American interference, just like
and honestly, not gonna lie.
Sorry, go ahead.
Most of the bad things that conservatives think that communism comes from tankies and their ideology.
Exactly.
Pretty much every single like bad thing that's come out of communism was because of tankies.
Yeah, tankies or America.
Yeah.
Okay, just for any liberals listening who are still on the hook on whether they should be a leftist or not, under socialism, Legos would be cheaper.
That is true.
Damn.
I want more Legos.
Dude, Legos are fucking expensive for no reason.
They are. There's no reason that.
Oh my god, dude. Like an airplane would be like $200.
Dude, no, I tried buying a fucking set because I was bored. I wanted to build a Lego set. I was like, oh, cool, a spaceship. I thought it was gonna be like $30. Dude, this shit was $100. I was like, hell.
It's literally a bunch of plastic blocks.
Dude, when I was younger, I got a huge tub full of Legos for like $20 at a yard sale. I didn't realize it till like much later how blessed I was for actually getting that many. Like, it was like an insane amount, man. They should not be that expensive.
Yeah, no,
it's like the Lego Death Star, like.
It's like 300 or something.
It's
oh my god,
multiple hundreds.
Dude, I would just like get Lego Star Wars and go in the real Lego Death Star for that much money.
Yeah, no, you can just buy an actual fucking like a replica of the Death Star.
So
with
when it comes to like fighting in the left, I do think that like if like Stalinists are going to stop being like weirdos, I mean obviously they're not because they're like idolizing Stalin, which is just like weird as fuck. But I do believe in like not fighting with leftists when it comes to like at least trying to establish a left wing in general in America, or any other country that does not have a left wing at all. But I also don't think we should like accept tankies as leftist because we're not the same thing at all.
They're authoritarians. Like you said, authoritarian centrists or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, they're definitely not centrists, but
they're still
authoritarian centrists.
No, I don't know. Someone said that they were authoritarian centrists.
I said they're center. No, I just said they're center authoritarian.
My bad.
We've met somebody. Me and Robbie met somebody that unironically said they were a centralist.
Centralist, yeah.
What they can mean by that, I don't know, but
yeah, no, I identify as federalist, dude.
Some interesting
centralist. That's like like a central planning type guy. Is that what he meant? I don't know.
No, she
No,
meant
no, they meant
centrist.
that she was a centrist. No, yeah.
She was trans.
Yeah.
She was a trans drunk girl on Valorant.
Oh my god! Wait,
She
hold
had
up.
some
I have
cool
something
picks,
about.
to be honest.
I have something about. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw you. It might have gotten sent in the People's Republic group chat, but there was like a person that was like a trans, like libertarian right winger, and it was just crazy. Like their bio says like F commies and stuff like that. It's just like a wild thing to see because like literally the side, like the people that you associate hate you.
Yeah,
don't
no,
get
it's
it.
true. No, that's why I don't understand why Caitlyn Jenner is. She's running as a Is it Caitlyn Jenner? I don't want to say her name wrong.
It's
Caitlyn
Caitlyn
Jenner,
Jenner.
Yeah. How she's running as a Republican because, dude, they literally were on TV like, yeah, no, we'd rather have the Democrat nominee win. We don't want a trans person to represent the Republican Party, dude. Like, what the fuck? They literally
I
hate
know.
you.
She has a whole bunch of anti-trans take. Like her takes on
Yeah, which is really weird.
is
Yeah,
very
these-
And she plays in women's golf tournaments, dude.
yeah, no, she's
Really?
critical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kinda
I feel like for her status as a rich person, her wealth comes before her,
Oh, for
her
sure.
sexuality and her gender.
Yeah,
And like, I
obviously.
feel like she lets like, she has a lot of like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to like, I do not want to come off as transphobic. I am not transphobic. Like I said, I feel like her wealth takes center priority over her gender and her sexuality and
Oh,
such.
No, completely. That's not really.
It's just like
transphobic at all.
Candace Owens. She
Yeah,
literally
exactly,
just
Candace Owens.
go and be racist
Like
just
protect the
for
group,
money.
and you're extremely rich, and you use that in like a bad manner. It doesn't really
Exactly.
matter. It matters more what kind of a person you are than what you identify as.
Exactly. Like no, like no.
And
I'm
that's
saying
what the
that I
right
wanna-
kind of hates.
Yeah.
Because like, dude, more than anyone else, the right actually like loves identity politics
Mhm.
more than anyone else. Because literally, like I remember, like Andy No got attacked in Portland, and literally all like the right wingers were saying on Twitter was like, "Oh my gosh, how could you have attacked a gay Asian man?" And it's like, bro, that's not why people attack them. I don't know what
They
you're
attack
saying.
them
Like
because
it's
it's
like
fucking
you're
annoying.
completely basing someone's whole entire like what they're worth based on what their race
Yeah.
and
Well, yeah.
sexuality is.
There's a reason that like, so let's say just like hypothetically, Steven Crowder, he like fits this like pretty typical like right winger stereotype when it comes to looks. There's a lot of
unrelated,
leftists.
Sorry, go ahead.
There's a lot of leftists that like look like fit that stereotype of a right winger. But there's a reason that we don't just like blow them up and make them famous as fuck, you know.
Yeah,
But when it comes to like the Republicans, they make people like Candace Owens, Milo, that weirdo, like the guy
Yeah.
who was
Oh,
gay.
yeah, I
and turned
know
out
who
he was
you're
like a
that one
pedophile, right?
Christian guy. That's on TikTok.
Oh yeah,
like,
that him too.
Christian
all
Walker,
these
whatever
people,
his name is?
yeah,
Oh my
Christian
God, Christian Walker. Yeah,
There's a reason
they
that
love
there's a
they love
reason.
people of color and gay people to represent them in their politics.
Yeah, no, like I hate how they'll legit be like, oh, well, you got to bring race into this, bro. You literally are saying that black people don't deserve rights, but you're saying it through one of your one of your conservative friends who is black, so you don't come off as racist. What the fuck?
And they'll always go back and be like, "Oh my gosh, but you can't disagree because this person's black." Like no,
Exactly. Like what the fuck?
No.
You're literally saying black people don't deserve to get rights. Like how? I'm literally gonna disagree with that. What the fuck?
Yeah.
No, you know what I hate? You know who Dean Browning is? The motherfucker who was caught saying I'm a gay black man who supports Trump or something.
Yeah.
Yes, that was insane.
Literally that. That's exactly what I hate. When
Was he a congressman?
Yeah. Or
No,
congressman.
At least, yeah. At
he
least
hired some random poor black guy to be like, "Oh yeah, I was actually the gay black man that he was talking for or something."
Mhm.
Yeah, that was really fucking weird. Dude.
Random dude into his
This
Twitter.
the old ass white man. He forgot to switch to his burner account. It was just like I'm a gay black man.
I'm a gay black man. Oh god, and he was so like straight and old.
Man, he was terrible. Yeah, he was just like the stereotypical type person to do burner accounts.
Dude, you know what? I heard the most craziest take from one of my friends who sent me a screenshot on Snapchat. He was debating with this guy, this conservative. You know the fucking weirdo conservatives on Snapchat, right? And so my friend's gay, right? And this guy was like, gay people have the worst takes. You know what? If it wasn't for Reagan, gay people would be in prison right now. Like, bro, what?
Gay people died
Reagan?
because of Reagan.
Yeah, because of Reagan. Literally, that's why we don't have old gay people as much as we do, because a lot of the old LGBTQ community died off because of Reagan's target and what do you call it? Demonization of the LGBTQ
And
community.
and him just completely ignoring the AIDS epidemic.
Yeah, exactly.
An insane take. That's like an actually insane take.
Yeah, it's a conservative take.
True.
What do you? You know what's really funny is when people. I got called a fascist.
Why?
For what?
Because I was in Tom McDonald's comment section, so obviously they're not the smartest people. But
I made a mistake.
But someone was like, "I'm gonna be bumping this when the revolution comes," and then I'm like, "The socialist
what?
revolution," a Tom McDonald song.
Dude, I fucking hate Tom McDonald.
And then I said the socialist revolution, and then he was like, "Keep dreaming, sweet cheeks." And I said, "You keep dreaming about your fascist revolution. The United States and USSR already killed the Nazis, and once they can do it again." And then he was like, "You're a communist, and you love authoritarianism. You're trying to control people's thoughts, and you're actually."
See, once again, Tankies ruining it.
Hold on,
Dude,
let me find what you said.
I love that phrase. The USSR has killed the Nazis. They can do it again. That's amazing.
Yeah, the Nazis couldn't kill the USSR because it was too cold in Russia.
That was such like okay. I'm gonna start nerding out about World War II, but like that was so stupid. How they were like, oh yes, it's super cold there. We're not gonna go there prepared. Why did we lose?
To be honest though, like Stalin's like method of like war was like super messed up because all he did was have a lot of numbers and he would just send them in just to die. Like he would just spend with like he would just with human lives. It's like low-key not funny though because like he had millions of soldiers and he knew that. I know I'm not like yelling at you, but it's like I'm just saying but it's like really like messed up his strategy. He would literally just like send like droves of soldiers in just to die. To like like save time and just because he had like millions of soldiers.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
that's
Either the World Wars.
But, like,
This guy said, "I love when a person who wants to control speech, thought, education, and the right to self-defense in the economy with more government calls someone else a fascist."
dude.
And then he said, "Last time I checked, Nazis were socialist."
Where does this rumor of Nazis were socialist come from?
Because they had it in their names.
Yeah, National Socialist.
Yeah, they only had it in the name, but they weren't actual socialists, dude. If anything, they were way more closer to imperialists.
Okay.
They weren't left wing, but yeah, they had a pretty centrally planned government though. That's probably where they get it from.
If we're saying that like Nazis are socialists because they have it in their name, then that means that like North Korea is like really democratic for
that's
the
what I was about to say, yeah.
That means that like,
that's, like,
the People's Republic of China, like all these things, like these are just things that are associated with like good. These are just words that are associated with like good things, so people put it in their names.
Yeah.
And it was Germany, dude. It was like, obviously, Germans were pretty open to the idea of socialism back then. It was a kind of it was a word that was associated with like workers and workers' rights. And so then obviously the Nazis are going to take something that's like being in America and like using the word like Republican to start a movement.
Yeah.
Because they fucking
conservative.
Yo, seriously, not gonna lie, that would be a great way to radicalize people to socialism without even telling them it's socialism.
By saying it's like because low-key, like saying that you're like a populist and just like saying socialism is kind of like a good way to
radicalize them.
That's like the new buzzwords for a lot of conservatives is populist. Which is low-key just like a social, it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a socialism, I guess. Not economically, but...
You know, that comment is dumb for so many reasons, but like the craziest thing about it too is like you want to control people's rights to self-defense. Communists love guns, dude. Like what are you talking about? He thinks like that guy definitely thinks Joe Biden's like a communist.
Dude, I had some dude tell me, well, the left wants to take our guns. I'm like, dude, if you knew anything about the left, you would know that they support the right to bear arms. It's basic Marxist theory.
Literally, like,
the right to bear arms.
A lot, dude. A lot of times, like Antifa will have like a banner with like an AK-47 on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Also, like
AK
the
is
Black Panthers used to follow around cops with assault rifles
Yeah.
and make sure they
That
were
was
like.
base. That was base as fuck. I won't
Yeah.
even lie. That was base as fuck. The
Also-
Black Panther Party was base.
That's literally the reason they hated Malcolm X so much too, is because he was advocating for arming black people.
Yeah, no, that was literally like when
Yeah.
minorities were being armed. That's the only time the NRA was for gun control.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. The NRA is just.
The NRA is a bunch of fucking white larpers, dude. They're a bunch of cucks. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so this actually ties back to the gun control thing I was talking about. I feel like a good starting point before we even get to the extreme details, like banning assault rifles, would be banning private gun shows. Dude, you can literally get a gun without any background checks, without any registration. You can just get that. And stopping laws like fucking, like, obviously it shouldn't be. Okay, we should just ban gun shows, dude. I'm gonna be honest. They're not doing any good to anybody.
This is my thing. If we can somehow figure out a way to like stop school shootings and like mass murders, I'm down to do that first before we just flat out ban assault rifles. Of course, everything that we can do. Like we need to require some kind of training. We need to like give people gun safes or something. Like I don't know. This whole like idea of banning guns, obviously I'm not like fully on board with, of course, because we're
leftists, where we have an ideology of where we should be prepared and armed to resist against the government at any time, but
I think we
like
do have to be practical. Like we have to look at what's happening with guns right now in America.
Well, I think I've seen this take before, and I think it would be a great thing to at least try, which is to impose a 3-month waiting time. So you go to buy the gun, you go through 2 weeks of training, you go through your mental health evaluations and stuff, but you have to wait 3 months before actually getting your gun, because most of these mass shootings have been with guns purchased like a week prior or something. So I mean, that would at least be something good to try out. It may not be all of our problems.
I feel like that's a good idea.
Like the US system of like the citizens being able to like pretty easily get guns would be great if there wasn't so many loopholes in it.
Yeah, no, like I said, loopholes, like we literally, like Texas, for example, this place is only getting worse because they're allowing people to just carry guns without permits or even get guns without permits. Like, it's fucking insane. Like, we don't, like,
Texas.
I'm okay with arming the people. Because that's literally a part of leftist ideology. But at the same time, it's insane that you can literally go up, buy a gun, and just carry it around without a permit, without any training, without even a background check, any of that.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you know, there's so many guns in America, but they're all owned by a small percentage of people. Like,
that's I forgot to bring that up. Like, a big portion of the guns are owned by the 1%.
Legally. I just to add that.
But like,
that's true.
With me, you know, obviously it's bad to use like personal experience, but I'm just saying, like, I can even see this in my personal life. I have 2 uncles who are like ex-military.
Mm-hmm.
They both own like 40 fucking guns, dude.
Gee,
every single other one of my family members does not even have any kind of, especially not assault rifles, but any kind of even guns.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest. From my personal experience as well, I'm now in my life, not before I was in poverty, like extreme poverty. Now I'm in like a decent middle class stature, and my dad literally our family owns 2 assault rifles 2 semi-autos and 3 handguns. Yeah, but like the thing is, my dad can go like he jokes about like buying snipers and shit like that as a joke, but he can legit go out, get a sniper. And like not even like what Crunch said, we should have a waiting period. He can legit do that and just get a sniper because he already has his license, he already has his open carry permit, he already has everything. He doesn't need any more paperwork for that. We don't need these insane mass weapons of destructions in a practical use right now. And if we ever needed them for a revolution, like Robbie said, we would have the means of getting it.
I mean, Nick. I mean, okay, like I agree with what you're saying. I know we've all have at least seen it in our recommended video about Nicholas Cruz.
Yeah,
and it was talking about how the gun that he bought it legally, and the gun that he bought to commit that mass shooting with was bought a week prior to the shooting. Like,
dude, it was a demon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. True. He didn't bite. The demon bite.
Yeah, the demon's box.
Yeah. No. But like,
The devil.
it's just you should not be able
Wait,
to.
have you guys? Wait, I don't know. Have you guys seen the video? I know me and Crunch were talking about the video, but I don't know if you guys have seen like the criminal psychology one about his like interrogation.
Yeah. No. Dude, it's so funny.
That
Like,
are you talking about the
not
YouTube
funny,
recommended
it's
video?
But man, it's so.
Yeah,
No, I've never
So-
watched
how to
it.
fake,
It's just
how
always
to-
in my
you should watch
recommended.
it.
You should. It's
a good
really good watch.
Is
It's
it
my
the one
recommended
that's
every
like
day.
how to fake being crazy or something?
Yeah.
yeah.
Watch
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's amazing.
You would
Watch
understand what I said if you watched it, but you didn't do it.
Right
What-
now with me, I'm trying to like dive deeper into like theory and stuff, but reading theory is so like
It's boring.
It's
It's
boring,
boring.
but it's like actual like labor, dude. Like it's
I'm
hard.
just gonna say straight up, it's just boring. Like, yeah,
It's
We're actually
important.
paid to read this stuff. Like
It can be
they should-
important. I think it's good. It's a valuable like tool to have, you know. But I
but
don't
like
think it's
don't
necessary.
act like it's a school. Like, don't act like it's a fucking book report.
Yeah, no, I saw this one meme on Twitter. It was like the sunglasses emoji, and it was like, "Sorry, I can't talk about that issue. Hassan hasn't covered it."
Bro, I feel all of Hassan's takes.
that was
That's so
literally
funny.
me a while ago. That was literally me a couple months ago.
Hassan hasn't talked about it.
No, have you seen? Do you know who Fred Hampton is? Right? Now, I was watching a video about him. This is unrelated to any of that, but like I was watching a video about him, and like it was the one that Hassan was watching. I was like, this is interesting. I should watch it on my own. And basically, it was like back when the Black Panther Party was at an all-time high. The U.S. Government, actually it was the state government and local government at the time. I forgot which city it was in. I forgot which city it was. But basically, the mayor of that city, it was a big city. He conspired with the FBI because he believed that Fred Hampton was a bigger threat than MLK and Malcolm X because he was spreading quote unquote anti-white propaganda. I'm doing the
Wait, was it Philadelphia?
I think so, maybe. I'm not sure. But it was crazy because they broke into his house and like there's literally so much proof of this. Literally so much proof of this. And it's been confirmed even by his pregnant girlfriend who was with him at the time. Like they had a informant inside the Black Panther Party that had him drugged. It was literally the police. They broke in, shot 100 rounds, and I think like 15 or something hit him and killed him. They literally assassinated him because he was a socialist. But he was a Black Panther leader, of course, but he was also a socialist. And they thought that at the time, his socialist preachings was like basically, if you want to be free from the white man, we also have to be free from capitalism. And they thought that was anti-white propaganda, but like they basically had him assassinated in coordination with the FBI because of that.
Dude, speaking of what you're talking about, like it's insane that people like Fred Hampton were seen as extremists.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Like me and my mom were talking about how extremist groups aren't cool and whatever because she was scared that I was going to like you starting to get a bit too radicalized. But I'm like whenever Antifa and Fred Hampton and the Black Panther Party are seen as extremist groups in America, yeah,
It's kinda
extremism
sad.
is great. Like
It's kind of like
It's kind of
it's
depressing.
kind of
If-
similar to how. Well, whatever you guys go.
no, you go,
you
brother.
go ahead.
I don't know. I thought it, and I don't know if it's that good of a like correlation, but that's low key how like a lot of people call Hamas like a terrorist organization when they're not like really like they're more of like a resistance group.
Yeah.
Well, they're funded by Israel, aren't they?
I'm not a personal supporter of
People say
Hamas.
that.
I just don't know enough about them. But I mean, a revolutionary group is only a terrorist group if they're not on your side.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
literally. Well, and there's another thing about that is like I hate how people like talking about Israel. By the way, I hate how people propagate that that Palestine was the one that literally sent bombs when Israel was the first one. By the way, Hamas wasn't founded until 30 years after the IDF started terrorizing Palestinians. Also, the Palestine doesn't have an official authority or official army or official government. So Hamas, even if it was a quote unquote terrorist government as that's constantly attacking Israel, as Israel claims, that wouldn't be on behalf of the Palestinian people. That would be on behalf of their own personal interests. Because again, they're not funded. They are funded by Israel, by the way, because that's literally what Israel does. It funded them to originally make Palestinians look bad so they can justify stealing their land. I know this because I've read up on many I've seen many documentaries. I've read up on many cases and like even testimonies from ex Hamas members and ex IDF.
You know what I've noticed? That's weird.
What? Go
There's
ahead.
like documentaries and stuff on Netflix and shit about like every single conflict and like a lot of stuff. But, like there like isn't one on Israel and Palestine, which is kind of weird.
No, because Israel, the what is it, the Anti-Defamation League or something? They will literally fucking sue Netflix or something because look here, I have to just say this right now. I do not hate Jewish people. I support their right to practice their religion. I just hate Zionists. And like I have to say this every time because people assume that I'm being anti-Semitic when I say that Israel is an apartheid state. Because Jewish people do not account to Zionists. Zionism and Judaism is two different things. I support Judaism. I believe it is in their right, and I respect them for practicing their religion, and I support them. I do not support Zionism.
Yeah, of course. There's Jewish people that are very like anti-Zionist too.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders, for example.
Yeah, but even like
dude, I've seen some crazy stuff because I'm just like from like Instagram stories and stuff. Like people have literally called Bernie Sanders like a race traitor for being anti-Israel, and so he like sold out. It's just
okay. So I still can't figure this out. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anyone who's Jewish, but would you count Jewish people as a race or a religion?
It's kind of complicated because there are white Jewish people, but like it is. I think it is kind of a race.
It's both.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because that always, like, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it always confused me because, like, a lot of people count it as a race when using specific terms, and other people count it as a religion when talking about Zionism.
It's both.
Yeah. Dude, have you seen the fucking, what's her name? Cinema, or whatever her name is. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, Kristen Cinema.
Yeah, dude, like, I'm sorry. I keep thinking about that time when they were voting for, like, was it impeachment or something? And then she did the...
No, it wasn't. It was far worse than impeachment. It was something a lot worse than impeachment.
What was it?
It was minimum
wage.
Yeah, the minimum wage, and she did the fucking QT thumb down. Bro, that was so pathetic. Oh, my God. Yo, also, have you heard...
When I saw that, the inner future in me kind of came out.
So also, have you guys seen that the Biden administration like automatically just like cut any promises of cutting student loans down to $0? Yeah. Like they literally everything they ran on, is gone. Literally,
the $7 trillion infrastructure bill is down to what 1.7 now.
Didn't the Biden administration like introduce like a socialized preschool something like that?
What?
They did. They made it so like preschool is free.
Okay. Yeah, they did want to add preschool is free, and then like the first 2 years of college are free, and then and then Republicans took it as they're trying to add 2 more grades. It was insane.
Yeah, no. What's crazy is they didn't even have to have Republican support, and the Republicans were like, "No, don't do that," and they're like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry."
Serious.
Joe Manchin,
yeah.
Joe I'm not gonna say
this is what makes me mad about American politics is that the $7 trillion infrastructure bill under Trump would have been supported by the Republicans wholeheartedly because they do support an infrastructure bill. But under Biden, they won't support it purely because of partisanship.
Well, it's the same thing with what was it, the stimmies?
Yeah, stimulus checks. Yeah.
Yo, talking about that, does anybody remember when Trump literally said that he won't give out stimuluses until he was reelected? That was fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, no, I do remember, dude. He said so many crazy things on the dying days of his campaign.
Yeah, no.
What were you saying though, Crunch?
Oh, I forgot by now. I mean, we were just kind of talking.
Oh, okay.
Dude's just talking out here.
We're kind of getting into like a point where we're kind of just we don't really have a subject. We're just kind of
we're saying shit.
Yeah,
honestly,
we're gonna end in like 2 minutes anyways.
All right, wait. Closing thoughts.
Oh yeah, let's do closing thoughts. Let's start with Brody, and then move to the
closing thoughts. Dude, okay. You know what I think we should do though? That's actually kind of like an interesting thing. Is like we kind of talk about like a different like weird kind of far off political ideology every week. So we should do monarchism next week.
Okay, that's not a bad idea. That's a good idea.
That'd be so fun.
I'll go last.
Okay.
Yeah, so start with Brody and then move left to right.
Yeah, I mean that's my statement.
Oh, that's your statement? Oh, I'm sorry. I am just completely out of. I'm gonna be
You're
100%
fucking
honest.
stdon't crunch.
Dude,
kidding, I'm joking.
my liberal brain just can't handle it.
Yeah, you're
Um,
libtard.
But I don't know. My closing thoughts are I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm gonna just say monarchism is cringe and Forza 4 is a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
fuck the royal family, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Alright, my closing thoughts are tankies are cringe.
All right. My closing thoughts are. Sorry. I had that set up for a while now.
That's the
That works.
Alright, I'm gonna wait 30 more seconds. We should just count down.
why.
I'm joking.
You-
Because I want it to
It's-
just be an
you're try-
hour.
Are you trying to hit the YouTube revenue cap or something?
No, we need like 1,000 subscribers
Champagne
for that.
socialist. You champagne socialist.
1,000? That's actually not that many for one.
Yeah,
that
but you
isn't
have
that
to get
much,
a little,
but
you
also
have
you
to get a
still
lot of
don't get
hours
much
watched
there.
too.
It's kind of like
Yeah,
it's kind of
right.
like with Spotify. You basically get pennies for your views.
Not really. You
Dude,
get
Yo, why
less
the
than
fuck
money
is
pennies
he
right
on
for
now,
that.
like,
Spotify then?
We're the way there.
No, dude, like unless you get like up in like the like near like the 100,000s and stuff, you aren't making that much. Like you can't sustain yourself off like 10,000.
Spotify plays? Yeah, no, definitely
Oh,
not.
and Spotify plays are terrible, dude.
Yeah, Spotify's really bad. Really
They are
bad.
really bad about that. I mean, I still
Yeah, I
use
feel like
it. It's easy, but
I
still.
feel like one of the
YouTube-
best ones. I feel like one of the best paying social media platforms is probably TikTok. 'Cause just people on TikTok that like they're like kids and they have like mansions and stuff,
I feel like Twitch.
and they don't even
That's from sponsorships, isn't
Twitch.
it?
Yeah, Twitch too.
Yeah, I
Twitch and
think
TikTok both
but
pay
the
like
thing is,
big bucks.
Twitch doesn't help its creators. So like, it's
Yeah,
only
no,
really
Twitch is a
I
bunch of-
know, dude.
no,
Twitch is
like-
actually kind of based because the people help the creators.
Yeah, but at the same time, the people who run Twitch is a bunch of incel nice
It's
guys. I'm gonna be
Amazon,
honest.
too.
Fucking insults.
It's
They're
ran
all
by
insults.
Amazon too, which is pretty cringe. But
It's very
Yeah,
good.
you know what's
But-
really
but
weird?
hey, this
Apparently,
is-
a lot of the freaking female creators have to be coaxed, like they have to be convinced into dating a lot of Twitch admins and Twitch moderators just so they can like have go on.
So they can get partnered and stuff?
Yeah, just so they can not get banned. That's really weird. I feel bad for the female creators on that platform, dude. That's fucking
Yeah.
insane.
Talking about social media would be a great topic for the next
It
episode.
really would, yeah.
All right, we can do that. All right, let's end.
I'm pretty sure the Republicans are probably gonna do some dumb shit next week anyways. We'll be fine.
We have
Probably.